Hello reptile friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is India, aka Anachondriac, and today's video is the third instalment in my PETA Exposed series. This series is a collaboration with another amazing YouTuber called Chris, who if you haven't checked him out already, I will link his channel in the cards above, and I will also put his social media links in the description box as well, so you can go and check him out and subscribe to him if you haven't done already. So we've been working together on this series of videos all about PETA and the harm that they do to the animals that they are actually meant to be supporting. Last week's video was all about the kill shelter that PETA owns in Norfolk, Virginia, and I went into 20 years worth of statistics showing that they kill anywhere between 70 and 97% of all the animals in their care every year. That's thousands of animals euthanized every single year, and most of the animals that get put down actually get killed within 24 hours of actually arriving at that shelter. How awful are those statistics, guys? Like, it's mind-blowing how many animals they actually kill. Literally thousands of animals. So I went into all that detail, as well as details about why PETA actually choose to euthanize animals. So if you haven't checked that video out already, I think you really should, and I will link it in the cards above as well, so go and watch that one if you haven't already. So let's dive right into this week's topic, and that is all about Maya the Chihuahua. So in 2014, two PETA employees actually stole a family's Chihuahua called Maya right off the porch of their very own family home. They were actually caught on CCTV bundling her into a van and taking her away. So that dog was Maya, and she was actually killed that day along with 5 other animals, including 2 very young kittens, another puppy and 2 more dogs. PETA claims to put down animals that are too old or too sick or too injured to carry on and suffer a cruel life on the streets. But Maya was definitely not any of those things. She was a young dog that belonged to a very loving family. And she was a pampered pooch, just like many family dogs are. She wasn't old, she wasn't sick, she wasn't injured, and she definitely wasn't living on the streets, so why did PETA take her away? So PETA had been called to the mobile home park where Maya and her family lived, and they'd been called by the site's owner to remove some stray cats and feral dogs that had been in and around the park. However, when the 2 PETA members arrived, they actually took Maya from the front porch of the Zarate family home, where she'd been sitting unattended for just a very short time, while her owner, Wilbur, ran to the store. Now, surely an obviously pampered family pet, even an unattended one, definitely doesn't look like a stray dog, especially a pampered family pet that is sat on the porch of its home, obviously in comfortable surroundings, obviously very familiar with where it is. It's not wandering through the streets looking lost, looking all uncared for. This was a very happy, very pampered dog sat on the porch of its own home. So she was obviously not a stray at all. Pictures of Maya from before she was taken show that she looks to be in really good health. She looks well groomed, she looks healthy. She just looks like a normal family dog. She definitely doesn't look like a stray at all. So by putting Maya and the 5 other animals down that they captured that day, they were actually violating a state law that requires any animals taken into custody to be held for 5 days as part of a grace period. So they were fined just $500 for violating that by putting Maya and the other animals down within a couple of hours of taking them into custody rather than keeping them for the full 5 days. And because Maya was put down the same day, it's so sad because the family never ever had the chance to go and look for her and to find her and to reclaim her. PETA took that chance away from them. Even if it was a mistake, they just immediately ended any chance of being able to reunite Maya with her family and to resolve the mistake. They just ended that dog's life way too soon. I couldn't imagine having any of my pets taken away from me and killed. The thought actually makes me feel physically sick. I can't imagine the heartbreak that the family went through. I feel so sorry for them, I really, really do. So in a statement released by PETA, they actually described Maya's death as extremely unsettling and a tragic mistake. Wilbur Zarate actually then went on to file a lawsuit against PETA. He wanted $7 million as compensation from PETA, and as part of his testimony, he described that PETA had actually gone into the community of the mobile home park and had integrated themselves in the community. He said that they built trust with the residents even. He said that the 2 PETA employees, Carrie and Wood, had spoken with him about Maya and had even offered to vaccinate her. However, they never went through with their words about vaccinating her, and then on the 18th of October 2014, a security camera on Wilbur's porch captured footage of Carrie going onto the porch and stealing Maya. So the employees definitely knew that Maya wasn't a stray. They'd spoken with her owner. They knew that this lovely little Chihuahua belonged to a family and wasn't just wandering around the streets. And before this footage surfaced, Carrie actually denied that they had seized any animals during that day, so that was a blatant lie already. In the state of Virginia, a shelter needs to obtain the written consent of an owner before an animal is taken into custody. In the case of Maya, this definitely did not happen at all. They took Maya and they killed her without the consent of the family, and it breaks my heart. I feel so sorry for them. I'm so sorry that any family has had to go through the tragedy of losing a pet, let alone one that was taken from them and killed without their consent. So a couple of days later, on the 21st of October, 2 PETA employees, one of which was Carrie, visited the Zarate family home to give them a fruit basket. And then they went on to break the bad news to the family that Maya had been euthanized. So imagine being told like that your dog had been taken from them and mistakenly euthanized, and then here's a fruit basket. Here's an apology and a fruit basket. We killed your dog. How's fruit gonna make up for the loss of a dog? Seriously, they don't want bananas. They want their pet back. So one of the counts against PETA was actually trespass. They had trespassed onto the family's porch when they stole Maya. PETA denied this as saying that they had permission by the site's owner to remove stray dogs and cats from the park. They had every right to be there. They also argued that Maya was worthless. So they shouldn't actually be financially liable beyond the cost of a replacement dog. Anybody that owns pets knows that you can't put a value on the price of your pet. You can't put a value on the love and affection that you get from a dog or a cat, or if you're like me, lizards and snakes. You can't put a price on what you get from your pet. So PETA saying that Maya was worthless makes me so angry. It really does. It makes me proper fuming. Every single living creature on this planet is valuable in its own way. No animal is worthless at all, especially not a family pet. Many people regard their pets actually as their own children. I definitely consider all my reptiles to be my little scaly babies. So would they say that somebody's child is worthless when often people love their pets just as much as they love their children? I don't think so. But that is how much some people's pets mean to them. They are family, they are like children, they are just best friends to their owners. They are definitely not worthless at all. So the next piece of evidence to come out against PETA was from an ex-staff member, Heather, who had worked for PETA's Community Animal Project prior to being dismissed. So among all of her allegations, she actually said these things about PETA, and I am going to read them out and kind of display them on the screen for you guys so you can read them yourself and take them in. So while employed at PETA, my primary responsibilities included gaining possession of as many cats and dogs as possible, almost all of which were euthanized. Ingrid Newkirk was in charge of the Community Animal Project, and Ingrid became my supervisor. She said that in an effort to adopt out an animal was a waste of PETA's money and effort. I was specifically told by my supervisors at PETA to tell people that we would find good homes for the dogs and cats, even though we knew the animals would be euthanized. If we saw animals loose, even on someone's property, we were to take them whenever we could. PETA would not hold them for 5 days. We would not obtain signed releases if an animal was stolen, but would euthanize the animals immediately. PETA focused on impoverished neighbourhoods because people from low-income neighbourhoods were more likely to relinquish their pets to us. We would routinely euthanize healthy puppies and kittens and other highly adoptable animals. So Heather's statements do back up Wilbur's reports that the PETA members would actually go into the communities and build up trust of the residents so they could deceive them into surrendering their pets, just like they did with the members of the mobile home park who started to trust PETA before PETA went in and then stole these animals. Heather also admitted that PETA routinely stole animals, just like was the case with Maya. So let me ask you this. So how could PETA claim that Maya's kidnapping was a tragic accident when there is now evidence that they had routinely stolen animals before and euthanized them before the 5-day grace period was up? I think they obviously knew what they were doing and they knew it was wrong, but they did it anyway. I think they had repeated this malicious practice of stealing and euthanizing animals many times before. In my opinion, combined with the evidence from the report of the Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, the VDACS, of their visit to PETA's kill shelter that we discussed in last week's video, PETA was, and most likely still is, just on a mission to euthanize as many animals as possible because they are so against the ownership of pets at all. They don't want any pets to be pets, basically. They're completely opposed to pet ownership in general. And they actually state on their website that this selfish desire to possess animals and receive love from them causes immeasurable suffering, which results from manipulating their breeding, selling, or giving them away casually, and depriving them of the opportunity to engage in their natural behaviour. They are restricted to human homes where they must obey commands and can only eat, drink, and even urinate when humans allow them to. So that is what PETA thinks about pet ownership in general. So PETA ended up paying $49,000 out to the family, as well as they also donated $2,000 to the local branch of the SPCA, which is the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, and they did that in Maya's honour. I'm sure the Zarate family will feel better knowing that the case is over, but ultimately no money at all will ever replace the companionship and the love that they got from Maya, their lovely little family dog. So as always, I have linked my sources in the description box below. I encourage you to do all your own research because I have learned so much from reading up into this topic, and I think everybody would benefit from doing more reading on the subject. I would love to know what you think, so please let me know in the comments below and give this video a big thumbs up if you did like it. I formed all the opinions that I've talked about in this video based on my own research and the facts that I have read, but all these opinions that I've talked about are my own. So if you did like this video, remember to give it a big thumbs up and please let me know what you think in the comments below. I would love to hear all your opinions regarding PETA, regarding Maya the Chihuahua, just anything really. I just want to know what you think. And if you like this video, then please remember to subscribe and click the little bell notification, and then you will not miss the next episode in the PETA Exposed series. If you haven't had enough of me already, you can actually now find me on Twitter and Instagram at Anachondriac, the same way that it is spelled here on YouTube. If you like yellow and reptiles, then you will definitely like my Instagram feed, just saying, and you should go and check me out and follow me on there right now. And if you would like to support me and my channel further, you can also now find me on Patreon, and I will put that link in the description box below as well. Until next time, I will see you later. Bye reptile friends.